Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I felt like doing a very quick video on body electric. Some of my latest research has been around this field of understanding the body as an electrical system, which is an area that fascinates me so much because, well, I used to be an electrician actually. I used to be an electrician after I was made redundant from a job in real estate investment. So I actually used to work in real estate investment in London, then I became an electrician, pretty standard, then went into health and wellness. Anyway, that's not for information right now. So I'm fascinated by the electrical systems of the body because I'm of the opinion now that you can reverse engineer just about any common or chronic symptom by understanding the body electric. So we are this wonderfully designed, immaculately designed, intelligently designed, complex wiring system. And when we understand this and how different organs are on different circuits, we can start to understand why we might be suffering. So something I recently learned earlier this year is that a characteristic of all chronic disease is one, the body's inability to create new cells that work, and another characteristic of all chronic disease is low voltage to an organ. Now I like to relate this to a home, wiring up a home. Let's say you've got your electrical circuits, so you've got your lighting circuits and power socket circuits and oven circuit and solar power and all that kind of stuff. You've got different things on different circuits. Just like the human body, you have different organs on different systems, and they all go through your teeth, and your teeth act like circuit breakers. So imagine in your house you have the consumer unit or fuse board, whatever you call it in your country, and each one of those fuses is basically controlling that circuit. These are our teeth. And by the way, I found this out initially a few years ago when I had problems with my immune system, and it transpires the EMS from my phone, my cell phone, mobile phone, had what's called depolarized 3 of these teeth on the right hand side of my mouth, which meant these teeth flipped charge from a net negative charge to a positive charge. And what that did was that it crashed, or compromised rather, my immune system. So using lasers, I was able to, this is crazy, but using lasers on my teeth, I was able to basically recharge the teeth, flip the polarity back, and my immune system went back to normal. Now, I was only suffering very mild symptoms. I had a cold that I couldn't shake off for a month. Imagine other people, though, not being aware of that. So that's kind of what kick-started my fascination in body electric several years ago. And I saw a presentation earlier last year which clarified everything I've been learning for about 7 years. So all of these electrical circuits with different organs on them go through our teeth. And imagine something wrong with your tooth. Let's say you have a root canal or a cavity or cavitation or mercury. All of those can compromise the electrical flow to vital organs around the body. There's something else that can drop the voltage, if you like. Imagine in your house when your lights start flickering. You could get some electrical meters out, and you could go, right, why are all these lights over here flickering? And with a bit of reverse engineering, that's what I used to do, problem solving, you can find why these lights are flickering. And it might be, say, a light switch that's corroded. So you take the light switch out, put a new one in, and it's fine. This happens in the human body in a different way, but it just happens slightly differently. So yes, your teeth can become corroded, much like something can be corroded in an electrical circuit, but it can also be compromised. The electricity can be compromised because of trapped emotions and trauma and some form of toxicity. So ultimately, the root cause of all illness and dis-ease is toxins and trauma. It doesn't matter what the name of your symptom is. It could be a skin condition like eczema or psoriasis or acne or rosacea, or it might be type 2 diabetes or arthritis or Parkinson's or most forms of cancer. Everything is a result of toxins and trauma. So, and by the way, this is why Nikki and I have created a program called New Year, New You, evaluating 3 forms of trauma, which are food, what you eat. I think you know what food is. Some of it's not food, some of it's just stuff, but understanding food as nutrition rather than toxins, environment and thoughts, how our thoughts can make us sick or they can make us well. So various forms of toxicity and trauma can actually impact the electrical systems in the body. They can drop the flow of electricity, which means low voltage to an organ, which means some kind of chronic illness or dis-ease or chronic symptom. So with a bit of reverse engineering, I believe it's totally possible. And I know it's possible because I help people do this, and I've been helping people do this in various ways since 2015, helping people reverse all kinds of illnesses. And it doesn't matter the name of the symptom. The symptom is just is basically a result of your genetic blueprint. Because of the science of epigenetics, which I spoke about in a different video, I'm going to give so much information here, hope I don't massive hands. The science of epigenetics says it's the environment in the body that signals the genes. Thus, it's the environment that actually really makes a difference about whether we're healthy or we are not. So our genes, yes, they play a role, but a tiny, 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 tiny role. And it's the environment in the body that we keep in the body that actually signals that gene. So this is very different to understanding, say, cancer as a genetic disease, or diabetes as a genetic disease, or cardiovascular disease as a genetic disease. If we do what our parents did, and we have the same environment in our body as our parents did, then yes, we follow a chance, our likelihood of developing it is higher. But if we choose to do something very different and we switch to an anti-inflammatory lifestyle and way of living, there's no reason for us to follow suit. We don't have to develop the same illness. So this is amazing information. The science of epigenetics has put us back into the driving seat. It means we can actually be in full control of whether or not we develop an illness or not, and also reverse just about everything. In less than 5% of all illness and disease, they are a result of genes which are fully penetrant, which means they're defective genes. So in only less than 5%, which means for more than 95%, we are in the driving seat to reverse just about everything. Isn't that really cool? Amazing. So science of epigenetics coupled with the electrical systems in the body, knowing that everything is a result of toxins and trauma, we can basically reverse engineer anything. How cool is that? I've been helping people reverse things, as I mentioned, and I've got a whole podcast of people reversing all these incurable illnesses according to Western medicine. I do this a lot with my hands. But things like lupus, where Western medicine has no solution, multiple sclerosis, where Western medicine has no solution, Crohn's disease, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, various forms of cancer, osteoporosis, various illnesses where Western medicine says it's incurable. No. That's just the Western medicine approach. It's one way of learning. Come over here to the healing space and you can reverse engineer just about anything that you're experiencing. It is possible. I'm now of the belief that the body can heal just about anything. So, that's the end of my little rant. I just felt inspired to share that with you. So, understanding, I'm going to recap everything I just said. Characteristic of all chronic disease is low voltage to an organ. Why has the voltage dropped? Why has the electricity flow dropped to that system? We can find that out. We can find out what might be disrupting it. Is it trapped emotions and trauma? If we're walking, talking, breathing human, we have trapped emotions, we have trauma. And toxins. So where are the toxins coming from? Are they coming from what we're eating, or the environment, or thoughts, emotions? How cool is that? Reverse engineer any illness. If you'd like support with this, send me a message. Send me a private message. We can have a discussion and I can see if I can support you. If I can't, I'll say no. If I can, I'll say yeah, let's talk more. And because I can't help everything, obviously, I'm not God. Well, I'm not going to go into that. I'm an extension of source energy. Just like everyone. So, that's everything. If you'd like support, send me a message and we can talk. And if you'd like to join a little free program, New Year, New You, I'll put a link to this below. And it's with Dr. Nikki, and it's about evaluating those 3 areas of toxins. So, thank you for watching. Happy Friday, and have a wonderful weekend.